Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome back to the Positive Charge. Again, I am your host, Kay Wilson, and just coming to give you a quick reminder this week that you are responsible for you. And what that really means is that you have control over your actions and the decisions you make. And I know you've probably heard that phrase, you're responsible for you. You've probably heard that many times over. And most of the time, you've probably heard that with some type of negative attachment to it. But it really is a good thing, y'all. And we got to think about it in that way. And what this really means is that, as we move throughout the day, we go about our business, that we are responsible for the things that we do. We have control over some of these things. Okay. I know there are some external factors, there's some outside factors that may contribute to some of the things, but most of the time it comes down to a decision or a choice that we have to make. Now, sometimes within those choices, we kind of get in our own way. And that means sometimes our emotions get in our way. Our impulses get in the way. And sometimes we do make bad decisions. We make bad choices. But what if there was things we could do to help reduce the amount of bad choices and bad decisions that we make? And that's where we have to. So as we go out the day, I just want to share a couple quick tips, some little things that just may help. And again, I know stuff you probably heard before, but sometimes just from a different perspective. And I think one of the first things we can do is say no. We have to learn how to say no. And it doesn't mean that it's a mean thing, but sometimes everything is not for us. Sometimes it's not the best thing to go along with everything or to agree with everything. Sometimes we have to protect things. You hear a lot, protecting our peace, protecting our space, protecting our mental health. And sometimes that means pulling away from something. Sometimes that means that, no, you can't go do that today. Sometimes you mean, no, you can't go spend and you can't do all those things. Sometimes we have to say no. Sometimes we have to say no to the people around us, our loved ones. And sometimes that is difficult, but it may be the best decision for you. And so it's okay to say no. Another one I like to use, I call it the 8-hour rule. Okay. And what that really means is that I try to give myself an 8-hour window before I make a emotional or rash decision. Okay. And so what that does is that it allows me time to calm down. Sometimes when things happen, we get upset, we get angry, we get mad. We want to act right there in the moment. And because we're acting out of those negative, those emotions of anger, and sometimes we get aggressive. We want to fight. We want to do all these things. We want to say all this crazy stuff. But sometimes we need to calm down a little bit. And so what I do, I give myself 8 hours. Okay. And that's like a work shift, right? I know it seems like a long time, but sometimes we need our minds to kind of calm down, our bodies to calm down. And what happens is sometimes we let off a lot of that steam naturally. We go from 1,000 and we start coming down. And so by the time we're down, we're calmer, we're able to make a better decision. We make better choices. We may not say the things or do the things that we probably would have 8 hours ago, which probably led to some negative consequences. And now we got all kinds of stuff going on. So give yourself some time. Calm down. I even do it with work sometimes. Sometimes I don't reply to an email for time if it really upset me. Sometimes I don't reply to a text message if it really upset me. I give myself some time. And once I calm down a little bit, I always find that it wasn't that serious. Maybe I'm not as upset now. I can think it through. I can process it a little bit better now. And now I'm able to make a better choice. Another tip I'm going to share that I really believe in too is planning. Plan ahead in a lot of situations. I find that if we can plan ahead some of the things in our life, we may reduce the rushing, the quick moves, the impulses, which can lead to other mistakes. So this one thing I like to share, because we can plan in all things in our life. But for me, one thing I always do, I plan the night before for the morning ahead. Okay. And what that means is that, like, if I got somewhere to go, if we're going to work or something, if I got to travel, I always prep the night before. I make sure everything is done. My bag is packed. My clothes are picked out. I know where I'm going. My route is planned. I've already prepped. And so by the time I get up in the morning, I give myself enough time. I get up early. All those things are already planned out. So by the time for me to move out, it's a smooth process. I'm not driving and rushing to get where I need to go. I'm not hurried. I'm not stressed. So that's just one example. And we can plan in all facets of our life. Sometimes we plan our activities, where we're going to go, where we're going to move, and I think that gives us enough time to think things through. And I think if we give ourselves those time to process and really think about, am I going here? Am I going there? What am I doing? What do I need to do? Is there things beforehand? All those questions you begin to ask yourself. And it may, like I said before, it may eliminate a lot of the stress. It may eliminate a lot of the hurry that could lead to mistakes. And so one philosophy I live with myself is that I control the inside factors. And so I put myself in the best position for the outside factors. Meaning, if I can control what I can with me, maybe the outside factors may not be as bad. And so again, we're putting ourselves in the best positions. So again, that's all I have this week. You guys have a good day, good week, y'all. Stay positive out there. Again, if you're looking for anything, you can always check me out on my website, KennethRWilson.com. You can check me out here on TikTok, here on YouTube. We're going to be doing these every week. So give it a look, y'all. And so again, as I said last week, I'm going to say this week too, keep your internal battery charged and have a positive week. Take care.